In this video, I'm going to be making some cherry cookies. This is from a blog called Love Mischka. I will link in her recipe below if you want to print it out just like I did and have the typed instructions. You can. You need half a cup of softened butter. You need a 1/4 cup granulated sugar. 1 tablespoon maraschino cherry juice, and I just measured the 1 tablespoon right out of the jar. A 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract, and that is in here, and it's clear. You can't see it, but it's there. A 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. A 1/2 cup of maraschino cherries chopped. So the maraschino cherries are in this jar. Mine had stems on them, so you want to remove the stems and just chop them up until you fill up a 1/2 cup's worth, and that's 1/2 cup. 1 1/4 cup of flour, an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So that's not much at all. And those are the ingredients for the cookies. Now there's going to be a glaze that goes on the top. The glaze is going to have a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of cherry juice. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You want to prepare a cookie sheet, which I have put one of these Reynolds cookie baking sheets on here, so because you're only going to make, this only makes 15 cookies. In a mixing bowl, you want to combine your softened butter and your sugar. Now we're going to add our almond extract, our vanilla extract, our cherry juice, and our chopped cherries. Mix that until just combined, and then you want to add your salt and your flour. And I'll probably add my flour at a little bit at a time, just so it doesn't puff up. Take a cookie scoop and just take the dough, and you're supposed to get 15 cookies, so this might be too small of a scoop. You're supposed to form them into balls, and I figure a cookie scoop's the best way to go, but I have a bigger scoop and a smaller scoop. This one might be too small. I never know. I'm never for sure about anything, and then if it works out, I'm just really pleased. So it's a surprise. So we'll see how many I get out of here using the smaller cookie scoop. Okay, I put all those on there, and I've still got a ton of dough left. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put all these back in the bowl. We haven't baked anything, so it's not too late to start over. I'm not afraid to start over. I'm getting my bigger cookie scoop out, and I'm going to make these cookies larger because clearly I was making them too small. Normally I go overboard, and then I wish I hadn't have. This time I was trying to scale it back a little bit, and it was just gonna be too small. So who doesn't like a bigger cookie though? And those, I mean, they're beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful color combination. Okay, since I made them bigger, I'm not getting 15. How many am I getting here? 13. I got 13, but 13 is not bad. So you want to kind of form these into balls, so just get them a little bit better looking. Although I like them, I like the way they look like this because they look like the top of an ice cream cone, and I just think that's really cute looking. But they probably won't make pretty cookies once you bake them. They probably won't look as good, so that's why you have to form them into balls. now these are supposed to bake between 14 and 16 minutes. I'm going to bake them for 14 minutes, and then when I come back, I'll let you know the final time that they were in. I did end up leaving the cookies in for the entire 16 minutes, and this is how they look, and I'm going to let them cool completely before we start on our glaze. My cookies have cooled, literally, they took 15 minutes, so I'm going to take them and put them, take them off of the cookie sheet and just move them onto the wire rack because we're gonna put a glaze on them, and we wanna have somewhere for the glaze to run off to, or run onto. And so I'm gonna take this and put it back on my cookie sheet with the parchment paper so the glaze can run onto the parchment paper. So now we're gonna do the glaze, and this is only a 1/4 cup powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of the maraschino cherry juice, and you're just gonna mix this together. Apparently this is not supposed to cover the entire top of the cookie. If you do want to cover the entire top of the cookie, then you need to double this recipe. So we're just gonna mix these together. That is so very, very thick that I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more juice to that. It just seems, I don't know. It's very, I mean, like, I'm gonna have a hard time. I guess I can spread it. Let me just add just a touch. That still is pretty thick, but I'm going to attempt to put it on top of these cookies. Drizzling, I like to use a fork, but now to get the rest of this out of the bowl, I'm gonna use a spoon. You never know how much, how far the frosting's gonna, or the glaze is gonna go, so you don't want to use a ton at first. And you all probably saw that I had missed this cookie the whole time. I'm glad I saw it, because that one wouldn't have gotten any. Okay, this is my last little bit, so just gonna put a little bit more on this one and the one behind it. And then I'm going to let these sit, and so hopefully my glaze will set up firmer. Okay, here we go. I can't wait for Kevin to try these. Kevin,
I don't even know what's in them.
He doesn't have a clue. He was not here when I was making these, and so...
They're heavy little cookies, aren't they?
Are they heavy?
Kind of heavy. Kind of dense.
You think?
I mean, not dense, they're just kind of heavy.
Oops. They're very pretty.
Hmm?
What do you think?
They're good. You definitely know they're cherry. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They almost have an almond kind of like flavor. Do you have almond extract in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, there's cherry, and then there's almond extract cherry kind of like flavor.
Mm-hmm.
A little salt, just a touch. Probably from a salted butter or something.
No, that has 1/8 of a teaspoon, so it does have just a touch.
Of salt. Very sweet. They are a little denser than I was expecting them to be, but they're good. I like them.
To me, these would be great party cookies. If you're having like a Valentine's party, or if you put these out at Christmas along with Christmas stuff, it's going to match right in too, because it has the red and the cherry. I think they're very pretty. They would look beautiful on one of those 3-tiered trays or 2-tiered trays or whatever. And they were really easy to make, real simple. The only thing that took a little bit of time was dicing up the cherries. That took a little bit of time, but other than that, it was so simple. And like I said, that glaze on top, if you wanted to completely cover the top. Like so like all these, they're not completely covered.
Right.
Just double it and just use, instead of using 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, use 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And instead of using 2 teaspoons of maraschino cherry juice, use 4 teaspoons. Trust me, you'll have that much juice. If you haven't used that jar of cherries, you're going to have that much juice in there.
Unless you dump it out by accident.
But then, yeah, don't dump it out. Keep it until you're finished, until you get to the very end.
These could be something, I could picture these rolled in powdered sugar too instead of glazed. Rolled in powdered sugar, that'd be good too.
Wonder if you could put powdered sugar on after the glaze.
Maybe. I don't know. It'd be all over the glaze then.
Well, of course, I had to shove that in my mouth. I make these cherry chews. On the channel, there's a recipe for cherry chews. Absolutely outstanding. I love them. I actually forgot about them towards Christmas, or I probably would have made them this past year. But you mentioned powdered sugar, and those have powdered sugar. They have powdered sugar, and they also have nuts, which makes them like over the top.
I like those better than these, but I do like these. I think what's weird about them, you see the cherries and stuff, and they do have a cherry flavor, but some bites you get aren't as much cherry. Maybe if you get just the cookie part, it's not as strong a cherry flavor, but it's still really good. Yeah,
I think they're perfect. I would make them again. I think they're fun.
Yeah, they're good.
Especially if you like cherries, you know, that's, I think you're going to enjoy these. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.